Hi, I'm Francisco Martin, and you're watching the Permanent Rain Press.
Hi everyone, it's Chloe with the Permanent Rain Press. Today I'm happy to be joined by Francisco Martin. How are you?
Hi, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing good. I have to wish you congratulations on your top five finish on American Idol. Now
Thank
that
you.
this chapter has come to a close, what's the most valuable lesson you're taking away from that experience?
Um, I've been taking away a bunch of the judges' comments. I've been like taking them to heart. When I feel like I can't do certain things, like when I'm working on music, I always look back at what the judges have said throughout the competition, and it like really like lifts me up. So I've been taking their critiques to heart and utilizing them for my own personal advantages. So yeah, that's a big thing that came out of Idol that I don't want to forget because I found my confidence through that show. So I take pride in that. So yeah.
As you mentioned, the confidence part, that's been part of your story, your struggles with anxiety before as well. I know before Hawaii, you took a break to really focus on yourself and practice self-love. So if you don't mind sharing, what are a couple of methods or activities that worked for you?
So what I did is like because I used to like judge myself all the time. I was such a judgmental person about myself. Completely stopped like judging every little thing I did. Like when it came to like little things, and I always judge myself. So I stopped doing that, and I promised myself I wouldn't keep doing that and make it a habit because it was already a habit. So I tried to break the habit, and then I tried I don't know. I tried dressing a little bit better. I dressed pretty good, but then after what I went through in 2019, I kind of like like I was just like, oh, whatever. And then I started caring more about what I wore and how I looked. Just to uplift my confidence and because literally like before Hollywood Week, I had no confidence. I think people know that by now. In Oregon, Sun River, Oregon, when I had my audition, like I was a nervous wreck, man. It was crazy. I mean, I wasn't even expecting to be that bad. My nerves. I came in the room and then I was like completely overwhelmed and my nerves just took over me. And I was like, what the heck? Like, what is that? I'm like, there's anxiety for you. So, yeah, so I worked on that because I remember when Lionel, Katie, going back to the judge comments, Lionel, Katie, and Luke told me that to believe in myself and to believe in them and trust in them. And then that really like opened up my eyes, because I remember after the duets with me and Louis Knight. Shout out to Louis Knight. Uh, we had our duet, and it went it wasn't good. It wasn't that good. We struggled through it, and we struggled together, and then they put us through after that round. And I think after that, that's when I was like, oh, I really do believe in this, because they put us through this round and they want us to succeed. So yeah, that's when I kind of opened up my eyes. I was like, okay, then let's just do this, And then I started practicing self love and building up my self confidence before Hawaii, and then I was ready for Hawaii. And when Hawaii struck, that's when I tried to give my all, and then I hope I gave my all. Hope I didn't overdo it or seem like I was forcing it out. So yeah, it uh, lot of practice of self love. So.
It is a process, and like you mentioned, like finding your own personal acceptance and comfort level. So, what runs through your mind now, knowing that you have a lot of people reaching out to you, sharing their own stories of insecurities because you inspired them?
Oh, that's like the best part. Honestly, I didn't expect to like I said, I didn't expect a lot of things, but I didn't expect to come out of that audition room in Sun River and then because when I had so many moments of like nerves and anxieties when I came out of that room, I was like, oh man, people are gonna bash me, make fun of me for being nervous and for I don't know. I had like the worst mindset ever. I think that that's something that really did change. Like I went from a closed mindset to an open mindset, and then when people started messaging me and commenting, saying that they were inspired by my story and they wanted to do the same thing, I felt really proud. I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm like inspiring people who wouldn't have done it, who are just like me, who wouldn't have done it, but and can do it. It's possible. So I'm really happy that I got to inspire people and continue to inspire people. So I'm gonna continue to do that and to keep it going, for the people. And yeah, that's the best part. I think makes me happy. It makes me happy to inspire others and make some sort of change for them. It's anxiety is not no joke. So it's hard to get up and sing in front of Katy Perry, Luke, and Lionel. Didn't realize that until like after the competition ended, where I was like, oh my gosh, like I had like really bad anxiety, and I still went up there, and I was like, oh my god, that's crazy. But I'm happy because like I went from like a really shy, anxious kid to I came out like a really confident kid. So and I brought that confidence with me out of the competition. So that's one of the that's one of the few packages that I came out with. So to me, that's a win in my book.
So let's talk about your relationship with the cast. Who have you been keeping in touch with?
Obviously, I've been keeping in touch with Louis. I mean, all of us are set in a little group chat anyways, so we're not going anywhere. We're trying to plan a reunion, and for all of us to get together sometime after all of the bizarre thing, these bizarre things end. We're trying to like have it at a lake house or something. But I've been speaking a lot with Louis. We've been doing a couple of lives, been planning a couple of things. It's not just on the show, guys. We're best buds in and out the show. So yeah, and yeah, we're all just kind of like a family now. So I don't think any of us are going anywhere. So that's the best part. That's another good thing that comes out of Idol. You really meet, like, you come into the competition, you total strangers, but you meet, like, when you come out of Idol like with family.
Yeah.
So
You all have
yeah,
the same experience, so that's something you'll
yeah.
always treasure. Now, Louis, we spoke with, he mentioned that the two of you would love to go bring 315 on the road one day on a
Oh yeah,
tour.
definitely. I'm definitely down for that. We always have that talk where we're like, we're gonna go on tour, but we don't know yet. We don't know. We
Yeah.
don't. We don't know when yet. But soon. It's inevitable.
Yeah, once it's safer and then once both of you have released, I think, a bit more music, you might have to figure out or fight over the West Coast versus East Coast dates, considering you're on different sides of the
Oh yeah, most
country.
definitely. There's a lot to figure out. It's not it's just saying we're gonna be on tour is just the tip of the iceberg. First
Yeah.
of all, I have to release some songs. I don't have any songs yet, so you can't have a tour without any songs. So it's a work in progress, but it's gonna
Yeah.
be. I can't wait for what's to come. So
So it was mentioned in the past that you were a pre-law college student. Are you continuing your studies or is music your focus right now?
right now, music is my focus. I'm devoted to my career in music right now. I'm trying to work out a few things. Working on demos is such a big thing for me because I came in Idol like without any songs out on Spotify or anything like that. I just came in and I was just a kid who had songs, but nobody listened to, like, nobody had heard them. So I'm excited for that. I'm very excited. I know it came in Idol, like I had like a couple of my original songs played, and then I had sung like a bunch of original songs in my style. But I'm really excited to share my original music and to share it with others, and to finally let out my artistry. So that's pretty exciting.
So on that topic, what age did you start songwriting and what does that process look like for you?
So actually, like when I was a little kid, like I grew up around music. So when I was a little kid, like I would always listen to songs, different kinds of songs, and then I would always like try to copy them, and then like make my own song. But then it was never mine. It was like always it was always derivative, and then it was never good. I was like 11, 10, so it wasn't any good. I didn't even think I was a songwriter then. So then I don't even know what I wrote back then, but when I seriously started songwriting was back in 2019. Believe it or not, I started songwriting like for real last year. So that's pretty recent. When I picked up a poetry book in Barnes and Nobles, because I was like, I had like a rough year in 2019, so I was like, let me try some poetry. And I read some poetry, and it inspired me to write my own poetry. And it's still never good. Now that will never touch light. So that's when I started listening to Maggie Rogers, and then that really sparked my love for new music and finding new music and for like genuine songwriting, like coming from yourself, like personal songwriting. So that's where like the personal, the vulnerable side of my artistry and songwriting comes from, because I always love to share what's real from me, and I love writing about past personal experiences, so that's really cool. So yeah, Maggie Rogers is a big inspiration um, through my songwriting and my love for the music I listen to. She sparked everything for me, kind of back like last year. So it's really recent.
And what's cool is she's even reached out and like retweeted, commented on some of Idol stuff when she's like, I have a hit when you sang Alaska, so that must be unreal.
Oh yeah, it was unreal. I mean, like literally, like I still can't believe like she kind of knows me. Like that's crazy. But like I remember after the first audition back in summer when it aired, like she retweeted it, and I was like, oh my gosh, like what? And then like a couple of days later, she messaged me on Instagram about it, and I was like, she personally messaged me. I was like, what the freak? I was freaking out. I remember running around the house, and yeah, I'm such a fanboy, but it's okay. Um, yeah, she messaged me, and then I was like, oh wow, like I feel so grateful right now. Like this is awesome. Like she's one of my favorite artists ever, and there's no other artist who I'd want to get a message from and a retweet from. So I'm very grateful for that. She's awesome. She's such an inspiration. She's such a good, beautiful soul. So
Hopefully, one day you get to, see her. Maybe you two can sing Alaska together. Is that like up here on the bucket list?
oh yeah, I'm definitely down to see her on tour, but I don't think she would want me to sing Alaska with her. That's,
You never know.
oh yeah, me never know. You never know.
So you mentioned working on demos. You've been releasing a lot of original music on your socials, Swollen, Parachute, Peer Pressure, just to name a few. Are these some of the tracks that you are working on?
I'm working right now. I'm working on. I worked on well the demo I just finished. I was lost inside my mind. It's like the last song that I kind of released on my socials. So I worked on that, finished it. It's pretty good. It's good enough for a demo. But I'm looking for time. Well, we're me and my team, my parents. They're calling my team now. Me and my team are working. Like me and my parents are working on getting studio time, getting stuff together to get the real thing recorded and finished. So that demo's done. Lost Inside My Mind is done, and right now I'm working on Lover, a song that I sang on a show on the show, and I want to work on one more, so two more. So I want to work on Parachute. I think a lot of people like Swollen, and I love Swollen. So I that's probably gonna be next, maybe. I had a like a really bad, like when I was in Nevada, I had a really bad habit of like I already had songs that people heard, but I wasn't working on them. Like I was working on newer songs that no one has heard before and trying to make demos of them. And then that's when I kind of like I was like, wait, I took a step back. I was like, what am I doing right now? Like I should be working on songs that I've already released and worked on and have sat on for like months. Wrote a couple months ago and feel good about, instead of writing songs that I literally wrote yesterday and then kind of and like, is this good? Do I feel good about it? So that's where I realized I was kind of wasting time. So then yeah, so now I'm working on songs that I've released in the past and people have already kind of heard. So that way it's not as like, oh wait, out of the blue, like where'd this come from? So yeah.
I think people do always like surprise tracks when they come. So there's nothing wrong in trying, trying new material out.
Oh yeah, yeah. I have a lot of songs. I've written a lot of songs, and I have a lot of songs that I haven't even released yet to people. And I still find myself wanting to write every day and write new songs. But I guess that's a good thing. As a songwriter, you want to write. Everyone keep practicing the craft. So it's not a bad thing. So I'm I'm excited. I'm happy that I have the motivation and the the what's it called again?
The
The
drive, the
inspiration, yeah, the
passion.
drive, the drive to write and to have like
Yeah.
actual things to write about. So I'd rather have that than have nothing at all. So
Yeah. Good to stay creative. Something cool is your brother and sister, Kiko Francesca, are also musicians. So, what was it like for your parents growing up in a musical household?
so it was okay. At first it was like when I was growing up, and then like throughout middle school in elementary, I was always like, everyone was playing sports all the time, and I was always like, man, like I want to play sports too, you know. But like I grew up in a very musical family, like a bunch of my my uncles and aunts, and my dad, my mom play instruments, and my dad sings, plays guitar. He's the one who introduced me to all that stuff, you know, all the music stuff. So um, I got inspired by him basically because I grew up just surrounded by music. You know, like when I was a little kid, I would always I have family over in the East Bay, so my dad would always drive over to the East Bay and back, and he would always play his favorite music, like his favorite bands, and yeah, that kind of sparked my love for like rock music. But then I didn't want to really do rock music, so I was it really sparked my love for alternative music, you know. So that's why I have a bunch of alternative influences in my original music. And then my mom would always plays piano. She plays piano, and she always listens to. When I was a kid, she would always listen to Nora Jones. So that kind of sparked my love for singer songwriter, you know. So a lot of my influences that I from my original music come from what I grew up on, and you know from like what like my personal influences like Maggie, you know, Maggie Rogers, and my brother was always the R&B guy. I always listen to R&B, so that's why I fell in love with like all those types of music and wanted to put different elements of them in my original music. So yeah, I have love for all music, you know. It's not just one thing. So yeah.
Now that your siblings have seen your idol
Yeah,
journey, have either of them
I totally forgot to mention my sister. She's sorry. Yeah, I just
You
realized
two
that.
have done some great collaborations. I think your mom posted one on Instagram. You two did a cover together.
Oh yeah, we did. She wanted to do a Shawn Mendes cover, and I was like, okay, fine, whatever. You know, I'll sing it. I'll sing it. She likes a lot of. She's more of like a pop girl, so she likes
Yeah.
all the pop stuff. You know, she's very into that. You know, so yeah, she sings too, and she doesn't play any instruments, but she's trying to learn. Sometimes she'll ask me to produce for stuff with it because I do produce, but I'm not that I'm not that good, honestly. Like I can't mix or master, so you really only have me at the producer part. So yeah.
Have either of them, your siblings, expressed interest about auditioning for Idol now that they've seen you go through your experience?
I'm trying to push my brother to audition for Idol. You know, it doesn't hurt to audition. I remember when I came, he's telling me that like I don't know if I want to. You know, like I don't know if I like that's how that was my mindset. I was like I don't know if I want to. Like I almost didn't do it. You know, so that's crazy. Like if I don't know where I'd be now. If I'd like, probably still be in school if I didn't do it. You know, but I'm happy I took the chance to do it. Like while you have the opportunity, just take it. You know, so that's why I'm pushing my brother to do Idol too.
You
And
can tell him or tell your brother and sister to continue the making the Martins a household name across America.
yeah, sure, yeah. I'm like, yeah, keep the Martin last name alive in the show, you know. So yeah, I'm pushing him to do it. We'll see if he'll do it or not. If he
Yeah.
does, that's great. If he doesn't, then he's gonna regret it. I'm just kidding. Like, uh, yeah.
So you are Filipino. A lot of your fan base comes from their support.
Yeah.
Obviously, family community is so deeply valued. What's it like knowing that you now have a country behind you?
That's honestly awesome. How I have international support too. You know, so I honestly feel great about that. I feel great that I have support all around. It actually really comforted me like during the show. You know, like I felt like coming on the show, like I didn't feel like I didn't expect a lot of things. I didn't feel a lot of things. I didn't feel like I was gonna have like a lot of support like coming on the show. So I felt great that I had international and support here. So I'm honestly just grateful and thankful for all of that. You know, so that's awesome. I can't wait for them to hear my original music and finally get all that stuff out there. You know, so there's I know a lot of people are waiting, you know, and a lot of people want to hear, and I'm working diligently to get that out. So yeah, you know, I don't want to leave them hanging. So I'm working super hard so they can listen and you know, get at least a track or two out, you know. So yeah.
It is a process that, it's hard to rush. You don't necessarily want to rush
Yeah,
it either.
yeah. And, I, and I'm really bad at like getting stuff done like really fast, like especially with my original music because I'm super impatient, and I'm a perfectionist. So like I'm super judgmental about like my original music and how they and how it sounds. I'm super picky about like a bunch of things. So it's gonna take a while. It took me a while to finish that demo, like a week and a half maybe. And then doesn't that's not really that long. But then it took me like another 2 weeks to try to figure out what demo I wanted to do because I was always like producing different things, and I was like, I don't know if I want that. See, like I can't make them online, so I'm I'm falling short on like the getting stuff done like very in a short amount of time, type of thing, you know. So I'm working hard on trying to get that done, you know, so I
Yeah.
can release some stuff.
It's getting there. Now, your fans love creating fan art, cool graphics. So, what's been your response to seeing those, online on places like Instagram?
Those are awesome actually. I remember having when I got my first one, like my first fan account, I was like, "Wait, what? This is crazy," you know? I didn't expect a lot of things. I think from this interview you can just tell that I didn't expect a lot of things. But yeah, when I saw all those fan accounts and those fan edits, like those things, I know those things take a lot of time. So I really do appreciate the edits that I see and I watch. They really do make my day and they make me really happy. So I'm really thankful for that and for all the people who do take the time and to make those edits and share them. You know, so I'm just grateful for everybody who do make an account about me because I didn't really. I mean, that's just weird to think about because I came on Idol and I didn't have social media. I had like maybe like close to like 800, 500 followers, and then I came out of Idol with all these fan accounts, and like I was like, oh my gosh, like that's a big thing. That's another big thing that I actually got from Idol. You know, I had a platform, and I also had like a bunch of fan accounts to support me and back me up. You know, so that's really cool. You know, like I said, I didn't expect that, so that's cool. I'm really appreciative of it. I'm really bad explaining things, you know. So I'm just really thankful for all of them. You know, they really do make my day when I watch them, and yeah, I try to watch a lot of them and all of them, and try to comment and like on all of them. So yeah,
So, something funny is that Disney Week, you said Woody was your favorite Disney Pixar character. You were a fan of Toy Story 1, 2, and 3, but you
yeah.
left out 4. So, have you not watched it yet?
I have not watched 4, but
Is it
wait.
because you're hesitant to watch it because 3 ended so well? I've hear like a lot of mixed things on
So
that.
I actually haven't watched 4. I think I have actually. Wait. I don't know. I don't think I think I did, but I don't remember. And that's probably a good thing or a bad thing. It's probably a good thing that I don't remember it, but yeah, I really do love the Toy Story 1, 2, and 3 because I grew up on those movies.
Yeah.
And you know, now that I'm like way older, if I watch Toy Story 4, I'll either hate it or I won't.
Okay,
I'll either love it or hate
Does the character Forky ring a bell with you?
it.
If no, then you probably haven't watched it.
Forky or Forky?
Forky, like a fork.
No, does not
Okay,
ring.
you probably haven't watched it then.
I probably do need to watch it. So because I'm probably like I probably seem like I'm hating on it, but I haven't watched it. Yeah,
I
now
haven't.
that you mention
Okay,
it,
most people who watch it, I think, will think it's satisfying. It's the people who are hesitant to watch it that will
yeah,
have some sort of animosity towards it.
I'll take your advice. I'll watch it. I'll watch it. I feel like I'm being stubborn and sounding like a hater, but no. I actually do love Toy Story 1, 2, and 3 because I grew up on them and it's very nostalgic for me,
Yeah.
you know. So it's one of my favorite Pixar movies, and every time I go to Disneyland, I always try to look for the Toy Story stuff, you know. I think I have I got the doll from the Woody doll
Yeah.
from Idol, so that's pretty cool. And I also love Cars, Pixar Cars. That's awesome. So yeah,
Cars 1 or Cars 1 and 2?
Cars 1. I feel like Cars 2 is okay, but Cars
Not
1
as
is
good.
another nostalgic movie for me, you know,
Yeah.
growing up. So, and I always love going to the ride in Disneyland. This is cool. I'm talking about Pixar and Disney stuff. This is awesome.
Gonna have to make a visit there once it's safe to do so.
Oh yeah, most definitely. You gotta go on that Radiator Springs ride. I think is that what it's called? Racers. Yeah, I love that ride. That's awesome. That's an awesome ride on Disneyland.
So we have a signature question for you. If you could be any ice cream flavor, which would you be and why?
um, that's a good question. I have my favorite, ice cream, like, ever, like, growing up, still to this day that I only really get is cookies and cream. So I guess I'll be cookies and cream because I like Oreos and I like vanilla ice cream. So, um, no other reason at all. It's my favorite ice cream, you know? It's my favorite. I grew up loving cookies and cream, so I guess that's my answer.
That's great. Well, thank you so much, Francisco, for taking
Thank
the
you.
time to chat. Really appreciate it. We'll be posting Francisco's social media links below, so stay tuned for upcoming music and releases, and we will see you next time.
Thank you, guys. See you next time.